Hello and welcome to Sahaja Yoga. Today we have a special program for World Yoga Day. And my name is Nick. I'll be your host today, and I've also got here Sahaj with
Hello.
me.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you, Sahaj.
Thank you.
Today's program, we will give a bit of an introduction to what is yoga and what is meditation. Then we will have a listen to Shri Mataji and her teaching of Sahaja Yoga. And then after that, we will actually go through a practical experience of meditation. And then we'll have a little bit of music to finish with. How does that sound, Sahaj?
Yeah, sounds good.
So, Sahaj, you've been practicing Sahaja Yoga for quite a while.
Yeah.
What is yoga? Please tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, that's a very interesting question, Nick. Well, I started off a very young age. My parents they first started to do Sahaja Yoga. So I started at a very young age. So when as a young student or a youngster, it was very easy to follow what they're doing. But you do have questions in your mind, and what are they doing? What is this all about? But as soon as I started to get a feel of what yoga means, I found yoga has a very profound meaning, and it had a very profound impact on what things were going around me. But when I started to realize that Sahaja Yoga is not the other types of yoga, but it's a real yoga. And as Shri Mataji, who's the founder of Sahaja Yoga, says that it's a union of your spirit with the all-pervading power. And at a very young age, I really felt those profound experiences that as a youngster, everything going around you, so many experiences to see and to hear, and also to talk to students of my age. It was very easy for me to understand and to assimilate what my parents did. So yoga has had a very deep impact on me, and I really feel that as a youngster, it has really given me a better understanding of how you can be connected to the all-pervading power, and how you can be in balance. And I've really told this to all my friends, and they have really found this really useful information, and some of them have gone to become good Sahaja yogis as well. And also when I had a family and all that, those people, my family also were able to understand what yoga meant. So I think in a nutshell, yoga is just a union of the spirit with the all-pervading power, and it also helps you to be in balance, not to be in the extremes. And I think that is really necessary for us to lead a very good, simple and enjoy the life around us.
Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about how that is achieved? Like, how do we achieve the union between our spirit and the all-pervading power of the divine?
Right. So it's very simple, and I would also like to put it as it's effortless. So it's not something that you achieve through exercises or doing some penances or something, just going in the Himalayas, but you can do it right within your homes, or right when you go out on a beach, you sit in a garden. It's very easy process. What you just have to do is you have to just set yourself in an environment where you are able to put your attention on top of the head. That's the process of what we teach, or what Shri Mataji has taught us in Sahaja Yoga.
And we'll get a chance to go through that process a little bit later on.
Yes, definitely. So I would say it's just balancing yourself, balancing your channels, and also going into that thoughtless state of mind where you don't think about anything, what has happened in the past or what's going to happen in the future.
That's interesting, because I know, like, for a lot of people, your thoughts are something that's always going on, and your thoughts always seem to be active, and even like things like anxiety or depression, we seem to go into a sort of a thought pattern that we can't turn the thoughts off. They start to dominate us. So what happens in meditation, like with our thinking?
So without thinking, what to do is, so it's a linear. So you have to have that 1 second or 1 millisecond of thoughtless state where you are not surrounded by any thoughts. You're not in an anxious situation, or you're not thinking about anything. You're just in that deep ocean. You think yourself as a drop in that deep ocean, and if you have a pure desire to develop that deep depthness, I think it will take you a long way. And my personal experience is that the more I did meditation, or the more I went into the thoughtless state of mind, or thoughtless state where I could just sit and relax my whole system, it really helped me to understand things going around me, and also build my depthness in Sahaja Yoga. And the best thing happened to me was I was able to be in a balanced state. So I was not thinking about my studies or my exams, but I was just being the present. I was just enjoying the moment. Even as a student, as I said in the beginning, that it had a very profound experience. It had a very profound meaning to what I was doing, what I was supposed to do, or how I interacted with people. So many things happened, and it just automatically, things were really fine, really good. I mean, there was so many good experiences. I could say I could go on and on, but just really the best experience I could ever have.
Yeah, that sounds really tremendous. And from what you're saying, I can see that ability to switch your thoughts off is a real benefit and that comes through this Sahaja Yoga meditation. It's we're developing that ability to we're not dominated by our thinking. We can actually turn the thoughts off and be in that present moment, as you described it.
Yes.
That's tremendous. And I guess, like you also said, this was a process that you went through. So tonight we will have that experience of self-realization, the experience of meditation. But I think it's important as well to let people know that there are Sahaja Yoga centers in all the cities around the world. Tremendous resources online as well. And if you really want to develop this further, you can. You don't have to go far to get more information. Great. I think we'll watch this short video with Shri Mataji now.
Every religion has said that you seek yourself. So there was nothing wrong with all the prophets, incarnations, all the saints. They all said the same thing. But we have missed the point. Everything has become either money-oriented or is an intellectual probing. It is through intellectual probing you reach a point where you realize that you have not reached the reality. So what should we do? And this is a very great gift of modern times, which was promised long time back. It's described already in our Puranas that at the time, these modern times called as Kali Yuga, the Parama Chaitanya, or this all-pervading power, will become active. Means there is Kruta Yuga, it will become active. And through it, thousands of people will get their realization. Even in the Bible, they have said that it's quite a limited number. John has written in his Revelation, it's quite a limited number, but we have already crossed that. And so many people have to become realized souls. It's very important today, and it's so easy. Sahaja. Saha is with, Ja is born. Born with you is the right to become one with the divine united with the divine, that is yoga. Yoga is nothing but to be united with that divine power. That's what yoga is. All other things are subsidiary. This union brings forth new dimensions on our central nervous system. As an evolution, we always develop a new dimension. By this, you develop a new awareness of collective consciousness, by which you can feel other people, their centers. Sitting down here, you can feel the center of somebody who is dead. Even you can feel his centers and find out what he was. Was he a realized soul or not? You can find out about anybody, whether he was a realized soul or not, sitting down here. You have to just think about it, put your hands. If you are a realized soul, you can feel on your fingertips what is the problem. And somehow, if you know how to correct those problems, you get rid of your own diseases and the diseases of others, your own problems and the problems of others. First, you enter into a state of mind which we call as thoughtless awareness. When you cross this center of Agya, that is placed in the optic chiasma, you become thoughtlessly aware. You are aware, but there is no thought. That's what a blessing it is.
Sahaja Yoga, as we know, is a spontaneous union of the individual consciousness with the divine power through the awakening of our Kundalini, which many times remains dormant in our system. Mataji, it's a pleasure to talk to you right in your home turf in New Jersey. And tell us, I know last 4 years ago I met you, it was a great experience, and I want to tell our viewers again what it is all that you've been doing, promoting Sahaja Yoga for the last 30 years now, all over the world. Tell us again briefly, for viewers who don't know what Sahaja Yoga really means and signifies, what does it do and how do we get that absolute knowledge through this discipline?
Saha means with, Ja means born. Is born with you the right to get this yoga is the union with the divine. So this is your birthright. All human beings have this right to get the awakening of their Kundalini, by which they become one with the divine power. This is the real yoga.
Right. And as I said, even the ancient sages and astrologers, Bhrigu Mani talks about it, and you've written in your book also, Meta the Mahavira, yes.
They all have talked about it. But in those days, they used to work on about, say, thousands of people, then select one of them, then cleanse them, and then they used to give them realization. Now the difference of this modern Sahaja Yoga, you can call it, is this.
Yes.
That you first give them awakening. Let them see for themselves what's wrong with them. Alright. Once they find out, let them correct themselves. And then it's perfect. Because if you try like this, then it will take thousands of years to give realization to many people. With this method, you can give collectively to thousands of people realization. Now we have to change the world. And how can we do it? On individual basis, if you go. This is the best way now. Thousands are getting realization all over. And now they are telling me it's in 86 countries working out. So we are going to have a global race, we can call it a global awakening, which is very important. And without this awakening, we cannot get transformed. This is to transform, to completely change. Realization cannot be traded. It's not a business. It is something innate and living process Just like a seed sprouts, this happens to you and you become a self-realized soul. As a result of that, as I told you, your awareness becomes collectively conscious. You start feeling the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost coming out of your head, and also you feel this all-pervading power as cool breeze in your hands. Then when you start practicing it a little bit, your connections become settled with this all-pervading power. Then such a person becomes very peaceful and very dynamic, extremely dynamic. Untiringly he can work. He is never frustrated. He is never angry. He is never upset. He becomes very peaceful and extremely compassionate. But the compassion is such that it acts. Even a glance of such a person acts on the being, and it brings forth the benevolence of others. This is for the benevolence of others. Unless and until this happens, you are not a Sahaja Yogi, nor you are in the right place. Now in Sahaja, Saha means with, Ja means bond. Bond with you is the right to be one, united with this divine power, which is the yoga. This is the real yoga. All other yogas are subsidiary. They help you out here. And those people who do artificial yogas do not achieve anything. Once this happens, the transformation takes place. I have seen people becoming very beautiful and so great that one day will come, this world has to change, and we all will be filled with that feeling of collective consciousness, where we'll all feel that we are belonging to one personality, part and parcel of one personality, the microcosm, the parts of a macrocosm. This has to happen. Many people are talking about it, hinting about it. As they say, it's the age of Aquarius. That's a fact. Aquarius is the Kumbha, is the one with the pitcher, which is where the Kundalini is placed. And that's why it's the age of the Aquarius. They talk about it. They get the glimpses, but they are not there. We have to be there. For that, you don't have to pay. But little time has to be given. Within a month, I'm sure, you can become masters of that. And all your problems should be solved, your physical, mental, emotional.
Today we are going to do some affirmations for the heart and the one that is on the top of the head, which is called as the Sahasrara chakra. So what we'll do is we place both our hands on the palm on the lap with the palm facing upwards, and we slowly close our eyes. And as we do that, we just try to be in a balanced state. So with the balanced state, it means that all you need to do is just to be in the present. So your breathing will be normal, and you will just try to put your attention on the top of your head. There might be thoughts that may just come into your mind and you just are not able to settle down. So you can just say, not this thought, not this thought. And slowly try to settle in. This way the thoughts may disappear for a moment. You have to keep on trying. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use our right hand to say the affirmations. And why right hand? Right hand is the side of our action and the left hand is the side of our desire. So we place the left hand in the same position, but we put the right hand on the left side of our heart. Just slowly put the hand on the heart. And in the heart resides the spirit. So here we are going to try and establish the connection between the spirit and the divine power, or you can say the all-pervading power. And here we just say the simple affirmation, which is, I am the spirit. I'm not this mind, I am the spirit. Say one more time. I am the spirit. I am my own spirit. The next affirmation is to put the right hand on the top of the head. So what we are going to do is we are just going to give the right palm a bit of stretch, and we are going to place the center of the palm on the top of the head, which is also known as the fontanelle bone area, right in the center of our on the top of the head here. And we are going to slowly rotate the palm with the center of the palm touching our scalp, and rotate in a clockwise direction 7 times. And as we do that, here we ask a very simple question, or we just affirm to this divine power, this divine energy, to please give or to please grant the self-realization. Please give me my self-realization. Everyone can have it. It's everyone's right. So all you need is just to ask. Please give me my self-realization. And as you do that, you slowly get to the depth, and you are no longer in that thought, in that thought process, but you are thoughtless. And as you try to do that, you may feel some cool sensation flowing out of your left palm. You can slowly raise the right hand 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters above the head, top of the head, and then just keep it steady and see if you are able to feel cool vibrations or sensations flowing out from the top of your head. You can bring the right hand down and even try with the left hand. Bring the left hand down. And you can slowly open your eyes. So this is a very simple exercise. But I would encourage you to also visit the website and also read some online material where you'll be able to learn a few more affirmations, and you can also understand what these affirmations mean. I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy this exercise or these small affirmations, and you'll really feel good after this. Thank you.
We're going to finish this session with a meditation for a few minutes to music, and the aim of this session is to keep our attention up above the thoughts. So we don't want to be involved in our thoughts. We want to lift our attention up above our thoughts to that point of yoga, that union between our spirit and the universal spirit. At this point, we will be in a state of meditation where our thoughts have reduced or completely dissolved, and we are in the present moment. That's why music is so good for meditation, because it is something that's created in the present moment and acts as a conduit for this flow of energy. All you need to do is sit comfortably with your hands resting on your lap, open, and close your eyes and just try and keep that attention steady. You might find there some thoughts coming and going, but just return your attention to that point above the top of the head, and you will see that it won't take much effort and you will be able to experience this meditation. Thank you. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.